is Efe West, reaching you live and direct from the heart of Africa. If this is your first time watching me on this channel, you are highly welcome. This is the place where I separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstitions, and the concepts from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I'll be talking about the main reasons why Christianity and Islam do not want African people to study African spirituality or to even practice it. And I'll also be talking about the light and the darkness, the paths of African spirituality. Okay, African spirituality, like I have always said in this channel, is the way that the African people understand the concept of Godhood or spirit world. It is the science of the African people whereby they interact with the environment around them. And it is also the science that holds the secrets of the core essence of the African people, the soul of the African people, and also the secrets of the planets. It is basically science. In fact, the word science is an African word. Hussein, I have talked about this before, it's a science. And we in Africa, this is part of our heritage. We created this subject, this philosophy. It's our perspective, our worldview, cosmology. And we need to study it and to practice it for very good reasons and for very good measures. And when you begin to study African spirituality, what you will come to understand is that you will start discovering the secret of so many things in the world, how things work, how nature works, and you will know more about yourself. You will know more about the world, and you will have a greater understanding of the nature of things and how to live in harmony. What this will do to you is that it will increase your knowledge base, it will increase your capacity, it will empower you to be able to stand on your own feet, to be independent, to be creative, inventive, innovative, dynamic, and to fulfill your original destiny on this planet of living free and creating your paradise on this earth, living in harmony with nature, with your fellow men. Continuous empowerment, continuous spiritual evolution, growth, prosperity, happiness, abundance, all good things comes with this wisdom and knowledge. This is the way it has always been. We can see this in the history of Africa in the time past, of the prosperity, the advanced development of ancient kingdoms in Africa. We can see this in the Ouagadougou Empire, the ancient Benin Empire, the ancient Mali Empire, Sungan Empire, Nok civilization, Ethiopia, and most exceptionally, Kush, and later Kemet. We see the greatest African people have done in the time past, millennia, thousands of years before now. How did we accomplish all this without the interference of any other race? Even before there was the discovery or the birth of the Caucasian race, the Neanderthals that later transformed themselves into what we know as Caucasian today. Africans have excelled. We have created empires over and over again. We have created legacies that a lot of people are still admiring today. That some people are claiming that it was done by the aliens because they don't want to give credit to Africa. We did this all by ourselves without the help of anybody, based on our own understanding of the world, our science, our deep interaction or relationship with the elements and the environments. The good thing is that we can do that again. We have always been on that path. But since the interruption of the development of Africa by other people, as in colonization, as in the Arabs, and all those things that happen to put Africa in this state, our development advancement have been derailed or interrupted, slowed down. And what do we have now? Africa is under attack by the so-called Western world that claim that they are trying to claim credit for the things they did not do, simply because their aim is to enslave and squash the evolution of the spiritual essence and consciousness of other people, just because they want to steal from other people. They want to steal forever. We can see this, which is very evident in the way the Caucasian world, the so-called Western world, as in NATO, as in America, France, Britain, Germany, all these European countries, they have grouped together to make sure that the African people do not rise up to be independent, do not wake up. And they want to do this because they are greedy and they are not good people. Their core philosophy is capitalism, stealing by trick, deceiving people, invading other people's land, stealing whatever they can carry. This is how they have always been. This is the barbarian mentality of scarcity, survivor, and bestiality. This is the mentality of the Western world today. Thief, stealing, and they have been able to do this by many means, by colonization, and not limited to uh, killing other people, taking people's things without permission, invading other people's lands, spreading false religion, spreading lies in their sciences, spreading this theory of racism that they are superior people, and this fake religion, especially, which is the religion of the Abrahamic religion of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. These three religions came from one source. And what this religion do is to poison the minds of people, to mentally and spiritually and physically enslave people, and to make sure that African people do not grow, do not come back to their original path of self-awareness and self-actualization. What you have been seeing in the past since the Berlin Conference of 1845, when the Western countries came together to divide Africa among themselves into colonies, what they have been doing is how to steal the natural resources from the colonies. And they did that until some African countries start struggling for independence, and they gave them fake independence. Till today, most African countries are still not independent. I cannot even point one African country that can claim to be fully independent from the Western influence. Even the so-called North African countries, those ones, they are Arab people, they are not Africans controlling them. When you talk about Egypt, Tunisia, Libya, Morocco, and those other ones that are occupied by the Arabs, they are not African people in those places. Those countries have been taken over by Arabs. They have killed and chased all the African people from those countries. So I don't really count those countries. Yes, Mauritania is one of them. I don't really count them as real African countries. So when we're talking about Africa, almost like 40% are currently occupied by Arabs. You can see they are extension of the Arab Peninsula, Middle East. They are not real Africans, so we should not count them. We not count them join. Okay, don't count them join. They are occupied by invaders. Please uh, get don't get me wrong. If you look at the people in those countries, the Arabs finally took over Egypt in 640 AD. They are the last foreign powers that took control of Egypt. Ancient Kemet was having running battles For a very long time, it will be the Persians today. It will be the Hyksos tomorrow. It will be people from inner Africa. It will be Greek people. It will be Ottoman people. There are so many people fighting to take over that place. But the last people that took over there in 640 was the Arabs. And the Arabs are still there today. Now, them still they control Egypt. They are not originally from Africa. Okay, we need to be clear on this. So they are occupiers. They are invading force. The real ancient Kemet people, they are under oppression. Many of them have been killed. Many of them are slaves in their land. Nowhere to be found. Many of them have migrated. So these people that are in northern Africa today, they are not from Africa. So we should not look them as such. These are the people that are drawing African Union backwards. Anytime they are doing AU meeting, they go there claiming to be Africans. What we are talking about, one world, one nation currency, it will not work. Open borders, free movement, it will never work with these people. And they know. So they will just pretend to play our heads that they really want all these things, one currency, free movement of goods and services, and yari, all the things that will come with one continent, but they always work against it. For instance, Egypt, they fully know that they are not from there, and they don't even want Africans to have free access to that place anymore, because they are making money from tourism. And how do you tourism? When people come to your country, they pay money to go and see those monuments, and they keep digging every day, excavating the original artifacts of the real Africans and putting it on museums to make money. So they are never going to allow free movement of Africans, so black Africans like me going there, because they will know that these people are coming back to want to come and take the things that they have stolen from them. So it's not free movement for Arab countries. Just wipe it out from the list. It's not going to work, no matter how they pretend. So when I see conferences of African unity, then you see those people sitting around, I just laugh, because I know that they are not from Africa, but some of our stupid leaders don't know all these things. Our stupid presidents, they don't know all these things. So you think that man sitting in Egypt is your brother? From where? He has no DNA relation with anything African. He has his thinking, his philosophy, his ideology is un-African. So how can he work with you? He knows that he's an invader, but he's claiming to be African. Doing what in Africa? He's occupying Africa. So he's going to serve his own interests. The only thing that man can do is to enslave more African people, is to promote his religion, to turn everybody to Muslims. This is the only thing they can do. This is the only thing they can do for Africa. That's why the king of Saudi Arabia called President Ibrahim Traore and say he want to come and build 200 mosques free in Burkina Faso. Out of all the things, 200 mosques to mentally and spiritually enslave the people of Burkina Faso. He can do that for free. But to build hospitals, to build schools, he cannot do all those ones for free, because he don't want the people to be free. This is the way these people look at us. So don't ever think in your wildest dreams that the people you see in North African countries, they are African people. And they don't hide it, they say it all the time. They are just occupying Africa. So forget those people in anything you are doing. Focus on the real core Africans. Okay, the real Africans. When you see them, you will know them. If you want to do anything, development, anything unity, I always tell my people we should focus on the regional parts of Africa first before we talk about the whole Africa. Okay, focus on those people. Now them be the real people. The ones from North Africa, they are thieves, and I always say they are, and they know that they are thieves. So leave all those people there. The only thing they can offer is enslavement. So why do you think these people are fighting tooth and nail against African spirituality, especially Christianity and all of them? They have come to realize that Christianity and African spirituality cuts them off from coming into the minds of our people. And when they can't get into the mind of our future generations, they cannot reach out to them. They want to spread their religion as much as possible. all over the continent. This is why they allow the governments to give them free reign to all these criminal churches all over Africa, especially Nigeria. When you open a church or a mosque, you don't pay tax. It's like they treat the pastor or the imam like they give him social status. They give him like some kind of prestige. They give him a free reign to do a lot of things, to commit a lot of crimes. In Nigeria now, most churches, they are all registered as NGO. They can receive money from any part of the world and it will not be questions. It will be coming in as donations. Most of the politicians in my country, they use these churches for money laundering. A lot of people don't know this, but what they do with churches is money laundering. They can donate millions to church and it will not be questioned. They will say it's an NGO, it's a charity account, anybody can put money, even criminals, and the pastor will not go to jail. He will not even return those money. So they just use these churches as a front for laundering money. That's why you see so many big churches in Nigeria. And when it's time for politics, they go to these pastors and they give them brand envelopes, give them money. And these pastors coerce their members to vote for the politicians to win. Or these pastors publicly come out to endorse the politicians. Even if they don't say vote for this man, you see them hanging around the man and taking pictures with the man of dog. They have already indirectly endorsed this man of dog, this politician. So politics and religion go together. Okay? A lot of dirty things that are done in the country is done by the religious bodies. When the government is stealing money or underdeveloping the people are suffering. What happens every Sunday in church? The pastor tell them to cool down, tell them to relax, that they should leave them for God. And God will punish the politician. But they should not protest. They should not do anything. They should not even fight for their rights. God will punish the politician. Leave them for God. Okay? Touch not my anointed. It is God that will judge. Because they have bribed the pastors. So the reason why a lot of people are not fighting for their rights in Africa is these evil pastors that are cooling them down or distracting them or trying to give them the impression that what the pastor is and the politician is doing to them is even good, that hellfire is much, much worse. That instead of them going after the corrupt politician, fighting for their rights, they should be focused on going to heaven. That all these pleasures, all these things they see in the world today, this fancy stuff, things they call normal social things that the government needs, like housing, education, security, lights, that it is all frivolous stuff. They are going to get a better deal in heaven. So they should not hold their government responsible for not providing security, for not providing power, for not providing employment, that when they go to heaven, they will not need any of those things. So what do we see? Increase in insecurity. Now, Boko Haram and ISWAP is very, very strong in Nigeria. They are killing soldiers every day, even attacking military bases on a regular right now, because the people have been made to be so docile by these churches that they should not fight for their rights. It is these politicians and these churches that are making it easy for terrorism to spread in Africa. The pastors will tell them that you should not fight the enemy, you should not defend yourself. That if anything happened to you, it is the will of God. And if the enemy kills you, you will go to heaven. If the enemy steals your property, kidnap your children, your wife, you will still go to heaven because this evil thing has happened to you. So based on the evil that has happened to you, God will give you a free ticket to heaven. This is the way they tell the victims of all these crimes. In Nigeria, pastors say all these things because the terrorists have killed your children, kill your family, burn your houses. You are going to get a free ticket to heaven. You should not quarrel, you should not fight, you should not do anything. You should wait for the government, and the government cannot do anything. In fact, they will even tell you to forgive the terrorists. All this is painful. In African spirituality, this is an abomination. We don't accept this. We don't forgive our enemies. Forgiving your enemies when the enemies have not paid restitution or have not apologized means that you have betrayed Your people that the enemy have killed, this is an abomination. You have dishonored the spirits of your loved ones. You have dishonored the legacy of your loved ones if you do not seek for justice for their deaths. If you do not do anything to prevent their deaths or to fight for their for justice for them, you just forgive the enemy free of charge. You are an enemy, you are a traitor. We don't allow this in African spirituality. Okay? This forgiving of your enemies, when enemy have not shown remorse, it means that you are weak. It means that you are inferior human being. It means that you don't deserve to live. Okay? It is a very painful thing. But Christianity pushed this sort of mentality on people so that when Christians send their evil people to attack you, you will not fight back. When they send their people to come and steal, exploit your resources, underdevelop you, connive to steal the destiny of your children, you will not do anything against them. You will not attack back. You will even forgive them. And when you forgive them, you are telling the universe that what they did to you is right. You are telling the ancestors that you are okay with this being happening to you. You are okay with it. You are cool with it. The ancestors should not do anything. So this is a painful practice. It's like you are cursing yourself. Okay? Because those spirits that this happened to, they will not even fight for you anymore. They will leave you alone. And more suffering will come to the land. In African spirituality, we don't forgive like this. So it is stupidity. And we always seek for justice. When we study our African spirituality, we study the part of the, you call it the light and the darkness. What I mean by the darkness is the techniques that you can use to protect yourself from evil. Okay, we have parts of African spirituality that is created for us to empower ourselves. Yes, we have it. Just like a country, for instance, we have a military units, we have weapons of war. Why do they have weapons of war? Because they know that there are barbarians running around, there are evil people that we want to come and steal and destroy your country. So if you don't have a way to protect yourself, you will be vulnerable to evil people. It is normal in life. Look at nature, for instance. Look at every animal in the jungle. They have a way of protecting themselves from predators, from evil people. Evil have always been part of the world. It is part of nature. But you must learn and know how to protect yourself from evil. This is why you see the tiger have fangs, have nails, have strength. The lion too, the same thing. The zebra can run very fast. To outrun these predators, they have sharp hearing, clear eyesight, they can see very well. The, what do you call it? The deer, the impala, what is their defense mechanism? They can run very fast. They can hear very clear. They can see. A snake have venom. Why does a snake have venom? To protect himself and to feed. All these animals you see in nature, all of them have a kind of defense protective mechanism to protect themselves so that they can survive. You as a human being, what is your own defense mechanism? What is your own protection that you have to protect yourself from the evil people in the world? In this life nowadays, most people don't have any form of protection. Especially Christianity will tell you that just believe in Jesus Christ. All your problem will be solved. Christianity makes you to be vulnerable so that when the pastor wants to deal with you, he can easily deal with you. And there's nothing you can do. It makes you defenseless. Islam, the same thing. Judaism, the same thing. The only person that have the real power is the pastor. They say that the sheep is always afraid of the wolf. But at the end of the day, it is the shepherd that always kills the sheep. That's so it be. They will try to tell you that there's an imaginary, invincible, most powerful Satan out there that want your soul, that don't want to see you survive, that don't want anything good. They create an imaginary enemy and give him all kind of mysterious trait and character to make you scared. All those rubbish we see in horror films, most of the horror films are acted by the Catholic Church to put fear into the heart of people. Then meanwhile, they are the ones that are the real vampires, draining your life force, draining your money, your offering, your time, your energy. And at the end of the day, it is them that will still kill you, not that imaginary enemy. If they don't kill you by stupidity, they will kill you by ignorance. If they don't kill you by any of those things, they will kill you directly. At the end of the day, it's the shepherd that will still kill the chicken or the goats, not the so-called wolf, wolf, wolf that they are using to cry out every day. So the sheep feel that there's a greater enemy out there. At the end of the day, now they shop the fowl. Not be the person we get them. Now instead they sell them into slavery. Now the farmer. Okay. So African spirituality gave us empowerments to protect ourselves from evil people. So you practicing African spirituality, you must study every aspect of it, the so-called light and the darkness. Yes, we have our own venom. The venom of African spirituality is that part that we use to protect ourselves from the evil people that want to destroy us. So it is not a bad thing. Okay? Anybody that is telling you African spirituality is evil because they have some kind of dangerous spells that they can do to show people pepper or to teach people a bitter lesson, that person is not a good person. If that person is a good person, it will support African spirituality, and it will not be surprised if we have all those kind of things. Yes, we have them. We have the good side, we have the bad side, we have the dark side. But how you balance it is what matters. We study the light and the darkness to bring balance to us. It doesn't make sense that we practice in African spirituality and we cannot protect ourselves with what we are using to practice. It doesn't make sense. We must and should be able to protect ourselves and should be able to know how to live our life in such a way that it will be very difficult for the enemy to come and take advantage of us. And if an enemy attacks us directly or is kind of superstitiously coming into our life to be causing problems, we should be able to remove that enemy and, if possible, minus that enemy from our area of operation. All this is necessary to protect the African people, the African way of mind. And it is not a bad thing. Okay, if it's a bad thing, why do countries like America have nuclear weapons? Why do they have a very powerful military? Why do certain countries like China, Russia keep investing, developing, advancing their military capabilities? Because there are evil people out there. So when these people have their latest weapons, their showcases, it is not a bad thing, right? The other day, Russia was doing their, just last week here, their military World War II remembrance. They were showcasing all their military, their latest military weapons, gadgets, rocket launchers, surface-to-air missiles, and defense system, nuclear weapons. They roll everything out. People was happy. This is their capacity. They have things that they can use to protect themselves. They are very proud of it. They are celebrating it to the extent that they're actually parading it for the world to see. Now, if an African country does that, what do you think will happen? The whole Western world will start running around. Oh, they have this, they have that. They should not have it. You have, but you don't want other people to have, because they have evil minds. Anybody that don't want you to protect yourself does not like you. The person is a witch and a wizard. You cannot tell me that I am practicing African spirituality and I should not know how to protect myself with my African spirituality. That means you don't want me to survive. You are a witch and a wizard. You don't want my progress. If the Western world can always, any little thing, they let you know that they have nuclear weapon, they have, what do they call that one? Whether they call it termite or Thor or whatever thing, any little thing, they tell you we have this missile, Hellfire missile, we have Maverick missile, we have Javelin missile. They are very proud. They need to waste time to tell you what they get, because they know that you don't have it. So if I tell you that I have something in my shrine that can do the same thing, why should you not celebrate me? Why should you not be happy for my own way of protecting myself? If you are not happy that I have capacity to protect myself, then you are a winch and a wizard. You don't want me to get better life. Okay? As you practice African spirituality, you must seem to understand that your spirituality should be able to have capacity to protect you, or at least to make you defend yourself from evil people. And we must work towards developing all those capacity and capabilities. Because it does not make sense to claim that you are practicing African spirituality, then people are messing with you and you can't do anything to protect yourself. What does that make you? It makes you a kind of a monkey's uncle. What your religion or your belief cannot be able to devise a means to protect yourself. It doesn't make sense. So those people that are practicing African spirituality, it is better that you complete your lessons. Do not feel ashamed to go beyond the extra mile, to know certain things that you can use to protect yourself. It is all part of the process, because if you don't have these capabilities, people will misbehave. We have people misbehaving every day for whatever reason that they choose to do that. Some of them want to test you to see if you can be able to do them anything. Some of them are just plain stupid. Some of them are, of course, sent by the enemy to come to your territory, to come. When people come to mess with you in this way, and you let them go, or you forgive them, you are doing a great disservice to yourself, to your practice, and to the ancestors, and to the world, because you are supposed to be making this world a better place. You need to see yourself as an ambassador of peace and harmony. So when you see evil happening in the neighborhood, you have a right, a divine right, to step up or step in to stop whatever is happening, or to prevent it, or at least ameliorate it. So this capacity has been given to us to do all these things. We should not wait for a foreigner or a white man or a pedophile priest to be stepping up when we can step up. So by all means, if you practice in African spirituality, do not be ashamed, or do not feel any type of way to use your African spirituality to curse somebody. Yes, curse them well. It not go better for them. Anybody will not like better thing must not get better thing. You must curse them, and you must also bless the good people as well. I always curse the bad people. I need to waste time curse them. I need to support bad thing. Okay, I not get basket for rotten mango. So those kind of things, we know they allow those kind of bad people to come close to us. You must curse them. Silent is consent. So it is not a bad thing to do that. Let me give you an example. Now, if we see a snake sleeping in a forest, let me say a snake or a lion, and sleeping on its own, minding its own business, then you see a stupid idiot go and be looking for the trouble of that snake, or go and be picking the snake and looking for the stepping on the snake or something, or just go and start looking for trouble. So what will happen if that snake now bites that person? Is it the fault of the snake? And if the snake does not bite that person, we will still call that a snake. You will call the snake a rope. Okay? You cannot be minding your own business, then people will be looking for your trouble, and then you let them go. When you have the capacity, the know-how to bring them to justice, or to teach them a lesson, or to do one or two things to correct the situation. It does not make sense. It means that you are not fulfilling your God-given divine right of bringing harmony and justice to the planets. You are not doing it, and the ancestors will punish you, or rather the universe will punish you for not fulfilling your mission. That is why a lot of African people are suffering today, because they are not stepping up to fulfill their mission. They are always letting things go, forgiving the enemy when the enemy have not sought for forgiveness. When you do that, it means that You don't have value as a human being. You don't have dignity. You don't have self-respect. And you don't even have the power. This is the worst thing. Most people will allow this thing because they don't have the power. They feel powerless. They don't know anything. They have been so emasculated by religion that doing the right thing seems like a evil thing or wrong thing for them. They cannot even say anything. They just live on for God. This living for God is exactly what the enemy wants you to be, so that you don't retaliate when they step on your toes. You don't do anything when they oppress you, when they steal your land, steal your money, do things against you. They don't want you to retaliate. They want you to keep living things for God. Which God are you living it for? The God of yesterday or the God of today? By the way, you should know that you are the God of today because you are here in the present. So, if you have capacity to act, you should act. If you cannot act, try to meet people that can act. Try to seek redress. Try to find a way to forward that matter to a higher place. Or at least speak out so that people will know that you don't like this kind of thing. Even if you cannot do anything, still speak out. A lot of people are not speaking out enough. We must be able to make a stand to change our situation by speaking against the situation, rejecting the situation. This is the first step that we must all do for something that we don't like. Religion does not give us this chance to speak against our situation. Many things will happen that will tell you to accept it as the will of God. It is not the will of God, it is the will of devil. It is the will of your enemies. People will die, it's the will of Allah. Bad things will happen, the will of Allah. Which will? Allah must be a demon to be allowing evil things to be happening to you, or must not be a good person. If terrorists are killing all your family every day and you say it's the will of God. No, you are a failed man, you are a failed woman, you are a failed individual. You are a disgrace. It is not the will of God, it is the will of your enemy. You should reject it. And you must stand against such kind of things. So, we must focus on practicing our African spirituality because it is the place where we will find the knowledge, the wisdom, and the capacity to be able to protect ourselves from the evils in the world, especially the evils of religion, to fight against this poisonous religion, to stop it in the bud, to be able to be thinking. Many people are falling into the hands of kidnappers and terrorists because they just pray in their house thinking that their stupid God will protect them. They don't protect themselves. You know that the road is dangerous. You will say one pastor tell you to go out in the night. The pastor has lied. No God will protect you if you don't protect yourself. You need to be thinking critically, strategically, and with your common sense. You will see some Christians will go to do all night in the church, then the people will come and burn them inside the church and kidnap them inside the church. The God will not come out. No God come out. Even pastors, they pay ransoms to kidnappers. Where is their God? Because they don't have common sense. They'll be making mistakes, putting themselves in the hands of the enemy. They don't even practice African spirituality. No spells, no ancestors to protect you. You are just empty, like a sheep. Nothing is protecting you. No defense mechanism. Anybody can just take advantage of you. This is how most Christians are. That is why most of the people that are dying, they are in this terrorist nonsense. They are usually Christians and Muslims. People that will risk their life to pass Sahara Desert to want to go to Europe to go and wash toilets. They will end up in human traffickers. They are Christians and Muslims. Pass through very bitter, horrible experience, and the God will not come and help them. There is no God anywhere. It's you that will help yourself. You have to think critically with common sense as your defense mechanism to protect yourself. But these people, because of the stupidity of the lies they have told them in the Bible, they just believe that the one Jesus Christ will come and help them. All the people that are enslaved today, they believe in Jesus Christ. The people that are dying in Mediterranean Sea, the people that are plucking vegetables in America, those Latinos, the Latin Americans, those immigrants and the rest, are they not Christians? Why are they still suffering? We have never seen any angel fly down with a helicopter of gold to distribute for anybody. It is your common sense that will help you from poverty, not stupidity, not any God. So, when you practice a spirituality that focus on common sense, you will be more protected. You will know your enemy when you see your enemy. You will carry yourself with dignity. You will not do certain things that is inhuman because you have value for yourself. You love yourself. You will not put your life unnecessarily at risk. All these things will help you to grow. But when you believe in a ghost that tells you that just believe everything is possible, and you are just setting yourself up for ultimate destruction. This is the way I see the matter. So when we study in African spirituality, we must study the light and the darkness. There is nothing wrong about the dark side of African spirituality. It is for your own protection, but once again, too much of everything is bad. Some people abuse things. If you drink too much coke, you get diabetes. You drink too much alcohol, you can get cirrhosis. You do everything in moderation. Defending yourself with the secrets and powers of African spirituality is not a bad thing. It is why it is there to be used to defend yourself. I don't see anything wrong. I don't see anything wrong if somebody have money and then they employ bouncers and security people to protect themselves. It is not an evil thing. If you do the same thing with African spirituality, there's nothing wrong with it. If you use your knowledge of African spirituality to bring prosperity to your business, there's nothing wrong with it. People advertise their product every day. People go to churches to give money to pastors to pray for them so that they can make more money in life. If you also go and meet a spiritualist to do spell to make more money, it is not a bad thing. If anybody is jealous, let them go and do their own yes. Okay? Make them also prosperous. There's nothing wrong in it. Using the knowledge to empower yourself to get things you want in life. It is the same thing when people go to church to go and pray. You pray for husband, you pray for promotion, you pray for work, you pray for this, you pray for that, you pray till you die. If you come to African spirituality and you do your spell for work, for husband, is it not the same thing? So which one is good and which one is evil? The Christian people don't want people to use the knowledge and the power of African spirituality to improve their life, because they want you to come to them for them to micromanage your spirituality and therefore enslave you. Okay? They want you to be powerless so that they can be able to take advantage of you anytime they like. And when they do something bad to you, you cannot be able to revenge them or seek justice because you are weak, you are vulnerable. This is what they want us to be in Africa. That is why they keep pushing their fake religion everywhere. We see America today, the greed of Donald Trump, how the Israelis are stealing the land of Palestinians. That Palestinians are often have been forgotten. They are being genocided every day. And it seems their Muslim brothers have betrayed them. Their Arab brothers are not even talking about them. This is their own form of spirituality. They need somebody to die and the vultures will come together and feed from the carcass. This is how some people practice their own spirituality, looking for people to kill and destroy. Look at Syria. Look at what is happening in Saudi Arabia and America, going to divide Syria among themselves. This is a plan of these vultures. Take down somebody, then all of them come together and feast on the carcass of the person and something like that. This is their mentality. Then later on, they find another victim. They do the same thing. But their time is coming to an end because people are becoming more wiser now. Okay, so we see such things happening in the world. You must seek to study your African spirituality because it's the only thing that gives you power against your enemy, the only thing that protects you from foreign invaders, the only thing that gives you capacity to be able to fight back when the enemies try to attack you. Fight back with advanced science, with things they don't even understand, with something that they cannot even be able to defend themselves against. All these things is what they don't want people to know. They will say it's evil, it's demonic, it is this, it is that, it's fetish, all sort of things. The religions of Christianity and Islam have been able to say about African spirituality. Destroying of shrines, destroying of monuments, destroying, stealing of artifacts, all these things they have done to African people. Yet we are still here. I will continue to still be here. Why are they doing all these things? Because they want to capture our soul permanently. This is the goal of these people with their religion. Nothing good to offer except chains and more chains. Nothing they have to offer. So we must be steadfast and we must use our African spirituality to defend ourselves. We must curse the enemies. Curse them in the morning, curse them in the afternoon, curse them in the evening. Curse them when you feel like cursing them. Curse their mama, curse their papa, curse their future generation. Keep on cursing them. It not go better for them. It not go better for them. Reject them. Keep cursing them every day. We must continue to curse them. They not be better people. They not deserve anything good. Somebody where they plan to enslave you, when one push shame for your neck, you they follow around, they laugh. This is very serious matter. Not be laughing matter. This is not diplomatic matter. You don't play with the enemy. Okay? We do not tolerate nonsense. We don't tolerate cancer. You should not tolerate idiocy, stupidity, lackadaisical attitude. Evil religions must not be tolerated. So we must keep on cursing them. Okay? You must protect yourself. Empower yourself to succeed. And most importantly, you must stand by the truth. Live your truth. Know that you are the God of today. Now your time now be this. What are you going to do about this business, this messy business? What difference can you be able to make? Well, you can start by cursing them. Simple. People have been disrespecting us for ages now. Racism is still everywhere. And are you going to tolerate all this nonsense? No, you must stand though. This is what we need to do. Okay. So I believe I have said enough for today. Questions or comments are welcome. Please like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel, and when you subscribe, endeavor to hit the all notification sign so that when I post videos, post articles, you will get it instantly on your feed. And of course, please share the video so that people will know. So that when people know, they go wake up. And when they wake up, they will get sense. All this now for the betterment of African people. We cannot allow our people to be sleeping anymore like a mushi mushi. It's only a stupid man that goes to sleep when his house is burning. Okay, so we must do the needful. We must align all our priorities with common sense. We must take the bull by the horns. And we must meet the enemy when we see them. We must engage them. Engage their lies. Engage their false religion. Engage their false narrative. And we must speak truth to power. All these things is what we awaken the spirit of consciousness in the land. And we help make the ancestors to. No, we cannot allow somebody to come and kill our brother that we say we forgive the person. It is an insult. If tomorrow somebody come kill me, then my family forgive the person, God will punish them. I will turn against those family people that forgive the enemy. That's the way we do. We must not forgive the enemy. We must seek justice and continue to seek justice. Until justice is served, we should not rest. An injury to one is an injury to all. Now, so we're supposed to do it. Okay? So, most importantly, practice of African spirituality. Do not be afraid to use it on the enemy. Okay? It is not a bad thing. You are just defending yourself. Okay? So, I thank you very much for today. And if you want to learn African spirituality, I teach it on this channel. I have a 6-month program where I teach it from the history, the real African history, not the whitewash nonsense we have in our schools. The history they don't want you to know. The kind of Africa we have before colonization, what we did. When you go to universities, they will tell you that civilization started from Greek, that the Greek is the origin of civilization. This is a lie. They are spreading all over the world. These ballant liars. When you go into Greek civilization, you will see that all the Greek philosophers came to study in Africa. What were they studying? They call your Kant and tree leaf. You will discover that they come to study everything that they know, from science to whatever they are having now. Language, philosophy, logic, medicine, mathematics, all this they got from here. You will discover a lot of things that the Greek people came to study. One day I saw in the Facebook that the France president was saying Africa have no history. This stupid man is saying we don't have history, so we cannot rule the world. He's spreading this lie, thinking that a lot of people don't know African history. For their mind, they have thoroughly miseducated African people. So he can be able to say this because our curriculum is filled with lack of African history. But we have our history with us. And we are that history. Anytime African country want to grow, they always come to interfere and kill the good leaders. And they say we cannot grow. But they are the evil people that are worrying Africa. They say one way they shop cola and a cola a day. Look at Nigeria at 60-something years, they are still creeping. Look at the rest of African countries, the black African countries, always plagued with war and problem. Look at Congo. Look at Cameroon. Look at Kenya. Indebtedness. They will claim that they are trying to help us and they are the ones causing problems so that we will not rise. These evil people, they are our enemies. They don't want us to grow. They don't want us to be free. That is why they are spreading all these lies. But we expose all these lies. In this program, I teach real African history. I teach metaphysics of African spirituality. I teach the science of African spirituality. If you want to know all these things, register for my program. It is not expensive, but ignorance is much more expensive. If you also want to read some of my books, I have been able to write 3 powerful books. This one, Quantum Physics, is the first book written on quantum physics in the history of Nigeria. In this book, I talked about this subject, which is the study of the invisible particles of nature. It is the same thing as African spirituality, and I was able to trace the origin of quantum physics from African spirituality, from ancient chemists, the study of the atomic structure, the tiniest particles of nature, the spirit world. African spirituality is all about study of the spirit world, the intricate particles, things you cannot see with the naked eyes. All these things we call ghosts, ancestors, deities. What are their composition, their characteristics, their functions? How can we be able to tap into this invisible recess of energy? How can we be able to use this energy, apply it to improve every aspect of our life? How can we be able to adapt it, harness it, direct it, use it to empower or to build? Many powerful things are here. The applications is unlimited. That's why this is a very, very important subject. Why people study it, but they call it quantum physics. And they make it very, very difficult to understand. But this is simply your African spirituality that your ancestors used to practice in their backyard with a native shock and alligator pepper. And you say that they are doing evil stuff. So you need to know it. So I wrote this book to clarify so many things and to bridge that gap of knowledge and demystify the subject and to make it simple to understand so that African people can be proud of their African spirituality and they can actually teach this inside the university. A lot of scientific evidence to back African spirituality is in this book. So here you will talk, we learn about time travel, origin of religion, space travel, negative space, positive space, melanin, dark matter consciousness. All these are the things, the essential ingredients of the so-called spirit world, the plasma world. In science, they will tell you that matter, we have what they call matter. Matter is anything that have weight and occupy space. They will tell you there are 3 types of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. In the university level, they will tell you that matter have 4 states: solid, liquid, gas, and plasma. This plasma ring, this plasma state, what is it? It is a pure spirit state. That plasma state is what we need to focus on. It's what we focus in African spirituality. That invisible reality, that duality of every physical thing. That aspect is where all the magic and all the action is. This is the place that your religion don't want you to know about. Islam, Christianity, Judaism, they don't want you to go there. The Western world don't want you to go there. But they themselves want to go there. They are trying to go there with quantum physics, but they don't want you to use the African spirituality to go there. So they say it's evil, it is fetish, it is this, it is that. You should come to Jesus. You should worship them. That beast, that rapist, that misogynistic criminal, that God that is a deviant. They want you to worship that one. Anybody that is telling you to run away from African spirituality is your enemy. If you are from Africa, you should know about your spiritual practice. If you don't know anything about your spiritual practice, then you are an empty vessel. You are what we call spiritual illiterates or a Negropian. A Negropian is an African that is un-African. An African that has been contaminated, brainwashed, indoctrinated with European concept of self-destruction. A thoroughbred Christian or Muslim is a Negropian. Any action that person does is to destroy himself and his own generation. This is why we see Africa currently struggling, because we have so many Negropians as presidents, governors. This book will make you not to be a Negropian. It will explain many things for you. It will clarify many things. It will clear your doubts. So you need to read this book. If you are somebody that come to this channel by accident, don't just know that it's not by accident you are here. The ancestors, they want you to see this book, to read it, to remove yourself from the shackles of mental slavery, according to Bob Marley. And our great spirits of the ancestors, they are still here, talking the truth about Africa. People like Thomas Sankara, Marcus Garvey, Bob Marley, Martin Luther King, Theophilus Obenga, Kwame Nkrumah, General Rawlings. Powerful people. We have loved of them. Sheikh Anta Diop, Ivan Setiman, Dr. John Eric Glass, Ben Joseph Hackerman. So many great people are out there that their spirits still live with us. They are all in the plasma ring, waiting for you to make contact with them. You need to know those names. You need to call those names. Call those names in your libation. Call those names when you sit down. Invoke the spirit of the ancestors inside you. Call the names of your deities. We do that in the libation. All these people will rise again. They live inside you. They are part of your bloodline. Do not call the name of Jesus. Jesus is an enemy. He is a zombie, a Dracula that is designed to prey on the spiritual and essence of our people. So you should know the right things to do. The enemy don't want you to do the right thing, because the enemy is there as your enemy to drain you, to parasite on you, to vampirize you. So you need to read this book and know what is going on. Very powerful book. Okay? Then if you want to know how to do spell, over 200 spells are here. Walking in the shadow of the gods to teach you how African people do spells. I put a lot of formulas in this book for different kind of illnesses, for health, wealth, prosperity, so many things. Over 200 spells are here. Powerful book. If you don't have this book, you need to have it. It will help you solve so many problems. It will increase your capacity, your understanding of how things are done in Africa. It will empower you to succeed. I put in the so-called botanical names, easy for you to locate the herbs. Okay, very good book. I'm currently writing another one. That one is going to be so powerful, and I'm still adding things to read. This one, Whispers of Amente, this one is what I call a grimoire. A grimoire is a so-called Western definition of a magical text, how to make contact with the African deities. For those of our people that don't know how to make contact with any African spirit, this book will help you. These are spirits of transformation, death and destruction, reincarnation. All these are aspects of nature. You need to know them. You cannot study one and leave one. There's nobody in this earth that will not die. So you need to study the philosophy of death. It is part of nature. It is not a bad thing. It's a simple process. You were born and you will die. So the way we look at things, some people look at death as a terminus. Some people look at death as a very big deal. Some things that are there that the enemy wants you to be afraid of, fear. They want you to fear so many things. This book, I was able to demystify that fear. When you read this book, you remove fear from your heart. You're not going to fear again. You're not going to fear to die. You're not going to fear the enemy. This book will balance your scales. It will help you understand many things. I talked about the black sheep, the nature of the black sheep. I talked about how to rekindle that ancient, to connect with the organic African deities, and how to be able to do things by yourself. With this book now, you don't need to fly to Africa if you are living in diaspora. You get this book, you do the spells in the comfort of your room. Don't look at the book to be small book or say, oh, I write the book. I write the book from my experience, my understanding of working with these deities. So it's a powerful book. It will help you cross so many rivers of that you don't know. So many fake spiritualists are there. So many spiritualists don't want you to make contact with the deities. They want to be middleman. This book cuts out the middleman, gives you the raw source. Do it by yourself. It will help you. Okay, so please get this book. The three of them is just $300, postage included. Three powerful books that will transform your life, that will elevate you, propel you, and prepare you for the things that is to come. This is the knowledge that the enemy is hiding from you. Now it is here on paperback. You don't have excuse not to know. See, nobody tell me. I don't know. Nobody make attempt to teach me. Nobody was there for me. Nobody gave me anything. You cannot say all those anymore because I am here and I have been able to cut across time and space to bring all these things forward. So it is you that is remaining to take the advantage. Okay, and start doing the work. There's work. Our work is cut out for us as African people. We are attacked 24 hours by the enemies. So we must not sleep. We must continue to study, practice, and do the needful. Then if you want to do your Oracle Tarot divination, I do that. I charge $50 for that one. Consultations, you want to know answer of things, you want to know so many things, so you can contact me. I do all those consultation stuff. If you want to buy your items like a native shock, native swange, miracle stone, thunderstone, cowries, spiritual perfumes, ointments, meditation beads, a lot of stuff. I sell them on this channel. You can contact me. I have a website, River of Knowledge. If you locate the website, go to the blog section, you will see products that I sell there. You can contact me for that. Apart from that, I thank you very much for those people that have been supporting the channel. I am very grateful and delighted, and the ancestors will continue to guide and reward you bountifully. So apart from that, I wish you a very wonderful day, and I'll be seeing you in the subsequent videos as usual. So take care and bye. Peace.